have a few. I have the deepest respect for people that stand up and share their stories. All I want to say about my own experience is that I didn't tell anyone at the time because I didn't know how. When the fundamental boundary between your body and other people is invaded, it's incredibly disruptive. Your understanding of what it means to be safe is disrupted. It is incredibly harmful. If you are young, as I was, and you are still forming your understanding of what the world is like, you can carry that with you for a long time. 1 in 3 women experience sexual violence in their lifetime. Every woman's life is informed by the possibility of sexual violence. Every woman's life is informed by the basic fact of being a woman. There is a fundamental problem with our government at all levels. Only a quarter of our representatives in Congress are women. A quarter. And it's even less in the New York State Senate. Liz really needs some friends. We're going to change this in November. Policies and laws governing our rights, our freedoms, our bodies are being decided with hardly any women in the room, or no women in the room in the state Senate on occasion. As we have seen very clearly this past week, even when women are allowed to speak before the U.S. Senate, our voices are not heard. Even when hundreds of us gather here, even when tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of us fill the streets in Washington, D.C., our voices are not heard. If you are a woman and you want to make personal choices about your own health, first you have to check which county you live in. If you live in Delaware County, which is part of our state Senate district, and you want to give birth anywhere other than your home, you will be looking for a really long time because there is no maternity wing in the entire county. You also have to check what state you live in because women's health laws vary significantly from state to state. And you have to check how much money you have because costs also vary significantly from state to state. In some states, if you're poor, you can't have an abortion. Only people with money have the right to choose. Sadly, you also have to check what day it is because women's rights and reproductive freedom in this country is a moving target. We now have an anti-choice majority on the U.S. Supreme Court. This is no longer an academic question as it's felt for many years to some. This is our reality. The abortion laws in New York are almost 50 years old, older than Roe v. Wade. If Roe v. Wade is overturned, we are moving backwards in this country and we can be moving backwards in New York. We are moving backwards because the federal government has actively abandoned us. The federal government has said they will not protect our rights. The federal government is telling women that we don't matter. But we don't have to move backwards. We have the power to build a firewall here in New York against the federal assault on women's rights. Right here, right now, all of us together. We have a power that the federal government can't take away, and that is our power to vote. In 30 days, we can show up at the polls and we can vote for New York that stands up for us, for our rights and for our freedoms. This is the time, this is the place where we say, we matter. Listen to our voices, listen to our votes. We do not accept that government is something that is done to us. We say that government is for us. Thank you all for coming, for standing up, and for speaking out.